So you think we're gonna have planning and zoning on July 5th?
I'm gonna try. I mean, I mean, if we can't do it, then we can't. Okay, so I'm supposed,
Video unavailable.
what does this mean, go to home? Oh, look,
Yeah.
no, I'll try it again.
I would just close that in.
Yeah,
Okay, well, it's being live streamed, just
So-
got it.
got it, but I don't think it is.
Here's Paula.
Oh. Maybe Paul can, can you? Say go to YouTube. Just to see if I can.
Okay, see on your screen where it says at the top, can you check if it is live on YouTube?
It says meeting is now streaming live on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, but can you check and see if
Oh, to
you
actually
see yourself? Yes.
No, I'm
On
gonna.
YouTube or?
Yes,
But no, let me just ask James.
okay. I mean, it is being recorded. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Paula.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you go?
I guess you know that this meeting better go quick because this battery doesn't last very long.
I'm with YouTube.
And I have, my part is usually at the front, so.
So anyway, there was a purchase on my credit card, invoice, in theory, X number, 150, 200 little flashlights with you.
Yeah. Just under 500, I forget.
Just,
what it
yeah,
is.
$4.95, something like that, but I haven't seen the receipt.
Because I had written down the expenses that we had, that we talked about, that we're
Sorry,
going to
Michael.
come in to get us to 75, 60, but we're not quite
We're not gonna
there.
find it. Well, if she did the public storage, I didn't count the public storage when I was doing my math.
I counted it in my math.
So that should take us about $90 below
So
if we don't, if.
I don't have
if
to
the
operate a
receipt,
computer.
you know, doesn't-
Yeah.
Well, I'd set it up for Laura to do it.
Oh,
here,
great.
However you want to
No,
do it.
no. I was thinking that
Well, I
was
wasn't,
right here.
well, really, she said it for Greg to do it.
Oh,
But
He said-
he's not here. If
Yeah.
he comes, I'm gonna sit him here, maybe.
Or do you want to use a computer? I moved it there because Greg had a hard time seeing the,
Oh,
but I forgot that this is your meeting, so.
yeah. No,
Well,
I was
well,
just
we
thinking
could-
on the way here, oh my God, I gotta do that.
I
So I'm glad, I just,
I
we
will.
can wait one more meeting.
I was gonna say, I will say that at the last planning and zoning meeting, I had a real tough time doing this and chairing.
Oh, so just having somebody focused on is better.
So is it on YouTube?
I did, James is
Oh,
gonna text
James
me.
is checking.
Yeah, he's checking.
Okay.
He said, he would just text me.
So it is 3 minutes after 7.
So waiting for Greg
Here's
and
Greg.
Grace.
Oh, yeah, Grace.
Hello.
Hey, he made it.
Do you want to sit over here, Laura? I mean, where do you want to stay there since we're here?
Well, something, if Greg wants to run the machine.
I told you got it, you stay there.
Hey, Greg.
Hi.
Hey, Greg, congratulations.
Hi.
Yes. Look, you're quite dapper.
I took a bath and everything.
Oh.
It wasn't even Sunday night.
Right. And again, we're being recorded. And
Okay,
we
well,
have
I
guests
took
on
a shower,
too.
so, okay. I'll join you.
Here's-
Indian Affairs.
here's Grace.
Here comes Grace Wonderful.
Hello.
Hi.
How's that?
Oh,
All right.
wait a minute, here's my issue.
I don't know, but he said it's up.
Great, I don't have the agenda to share.
Okay, just
Where do I go?
go to UNNC.org, just go to the blue,
Go share.
icon, yeah. And UNNC.org, and then go calendar or committee or having?
Well, I don't have, okay, so we're gonna rely on Paul.
I mean, I have access to the share drive, so
Yeah, no, I understand. We'll ask, at the moment, I'm just trying to get the agenda. But
You already have it?
all the
yeah, I have the agenda.
So, yeah, go ahead,
Oh,
put it up.
then, well, he can't until then. Now I'm going to X this back out.
Let me share.
Well, I have to let you share, give me a minute.
I don't know why the.
Shows that I can share my screen.
Really? Oh, no, here, I'm gonna make
Yeah,
you
make
co-host.
photos.
Yes, very
Yeah.
good.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
All right.
Ready for me to share?
It is 7:05. We're going to start this meeting.
Yeah, show you.
And we're going to start with the agenda, which we have up right now. Yay. But before we rush into it, how are you doing, Greg? How is it with the
Hello, principal.
principaling at school? And now you're rushing here. How are you feeling?
Okay, I just lost everything.
We have an empty building.
Oh,
We don't have any kids yet,
oh,
but when we say we have an empty building, I mean a totally empty building.
oh,
So you have to build everything from scratch.
oh my
So
goodness.
you're imagining your kids right now.
So, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So they're not driving you crazy because they're not
No,
even
they're not
there.
driving me crazy yet.
Because they're not there.
They're not there. But I don't have that problem yet. I just have the problem of the logistics and setup and
Oh, okay.
chairs and
Wow.
internet and where the kids are gonna sleep and the teachers.
Oh, that's a location where they go to school and they live?
Oh, they're in Julie.
Oh, right, that's right. Los Padres.
Should I, just for protocol or whatever, should I stop my screen share? Or
No,
should I-
no, no.
Yes.
I just want to acknowledge
So I'm great.
you before we go on.
I'm great.
So please view, let's scroll through the agenda. And we'll have our welcome. Okay. And then we have the approval of the agenda. General comments in Andy Andrews, he's not here. He's a gentleman that was going to, he's from the Community Veterans Justice Project. The Executive Committee
Yes.
reports, Secretary, Treasurer, VP, President, and funding request, committee reports, old business, agenda items for next meeting, adjourned. Okay. Yay.
The screen share.
All right, and we have one of our presenters here. We have two, Cassandra Bailey and Jacqueline Honore. Welcome, ladies. They're going to speak to us about their funding request. Well, so do we have approval of the agenda?
Recommend approval, Jim. Yes.
Okay. Then we're going to skip over public comments because Andy Andrews is not here.
Might be somebody else though.
Oh, yes, I
Maybe
don't
open
see
it
it. Yes. Andy Andrews, are you online?
Or-
He's not here, but
or
there may
just
be
open up-
other people.
I
Okay.
have a comment.
Okay.
So on Saturday, and I heard about this from a lot of people in the neighborhood, there was an amazing parade and a
Yeah.
run and like 3 or 4 events going on
Yeah.
right on Jefferson Boulevard. Nobody who lived in the area was notified of the parking situation.
Oh.
And there were several people whose, jobs they got too late on Saturday morning. There was like one way out of the neighborhood. And if you didn't know, you had to, so just putting it out there that somebody in the city dropped the ball and letting people know.
Okay.
We did know about parking restrictions, but not about street closures, if that makes sense.
Okay. And this was for the Juneteenth celebration?
No, it was the New Orleans corridor.
Oh, that's right.
There was a run. There were like 4 different things going on
Yes.
between Western and Crenshaw,
Okay.
right there at Jefferson. So.
Okay. Oh, thank you for sharing. Any other comments? All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Sarah. That's good to know. And speaking of Sarah, we're at Secretary's report.
All right, it should be up in the folder.
Amen.
Maybe more prepared here next time. Let's see, it's named
Should be
Secretary
the draft.
Draft. UNC.
Yep, there we go.
Sure.
Thank you.
Let's see.
You know what that look like? The Last Supper. It's gonna be good.
What?
It did.
What looks
It
weird?
looked like the Last Supper.
I don't know. You. Oh.
No.
I'm looking on the screen saying,
Right
where, what? He's talking about us.
Sharing the right document.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so the May 16th minutes for the executive committee. We had our usual welcome, general public comment, exec committee business, treasurer's report, vice president's report, president's report. We had one funding request. We had some committee reports. Well, it was a pretty brief meeting, but that was it.
Recommend approval of the secretary minutes from last month. From June.
My second.
That's from June, from May.
Yes, for May. All in favor? Okay. Next we have the treasurer's report and the admin packet for 2023-24.
Yes, well, first let's just talk about the
Regular.
monthly expenditure report.
Mhm.
Let me pull that up. Okay.
Andre,
And then Andre's here.
So Andre was here to make a comment.
well, we'll just have to do them after.
Circle back, okay.
Oh, it's Andre. I have Andy. I mean, I don't even understand my own handwriting. Okay.
So we have the May 2023 monthly expenditure report up. At the end of May, we had just over 13,000 available. We're gonna, in a moment, get that updated live. We'll see what we have. We had a number of expenses. I'm going to jump right down to the expenditures for the month. Storage, life insurance for cooking, our Zoom expense,
Thank you.
another insurance expense for a meeting. We had Imprint Depot, which was outreach materials for election, just under 500. Another print expense related to the election of $82 and change, and Zoomwinkle for our website maintenance. We had two $450 payments for March and April work, and then we had essentially a proactive approval for 2 months expense for May and June, so that Anne would not have to suffer not getting paid until July or August. So that went through. And then we had the Dynasty United Youth Association Neighborhood Purpose Grant for $4,000 that was approved and expensed. And then below that, we had a list of the outstanding expenditures, food reimbursement for Lizzie, $600 neighborhood purpose grant for Housing Works that went out, another $500 for the Garden School Foundation for a neighborhood purpose grant, and then a number of general expenditures by Laura and Greg. Looks like Greg and Paula both had reimbursements for food-related expenses, as well as Grace. And that is the sum of it. Here are our
Receipts.
invoices, receipts. Almost there.
That's okay.
And the BAC related to all the various expenses that needed a BAC. Got an unsigned one there.
Whoa, they didn't reject it. Notice that the only person who had signed it was me, and I'm usually the person who forgets to sign.
Yeah, the point that
I'm gonna look at that on the way back.
invisible signature.
invisible.
I saw right above it, one on the left side. So I'm wondering if the second one, which was on the right side, were actually supposed to be together kind of thing.
This was for the adjusted admin, which I think is now signed actually, so.
So
although-
that was it. So
Yeah.
if you, it doesn't matter, don't go take it.
I
Yeah, well,
recommend approval of the May monthly expenditure report.
A
I
second.
second. All the seconds, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Just a note on the admin package, since it has not been officially submitted, that DAC will be signed.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That better be.
So,
Probably has been.
it's, the admin package has been signed.
No, the BAC was probably.
And the DAC is now fully signed, just that particular one.
It's the wrong version because we signed all of it.
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah.
I'm sure.
All right, let's go back. I need to take a quick look at the agenda. Let's see. So let's discuss the admin packet since we just brought it up. I'm going to pull that up as well. I mean, do we want to look at it again? I mean, I think
There's no
Greg,
reason.
I mean, we've discussed it the last time. We discussed it in governing board.
We voted.
We voted, approved, we've signed it
You're
officially,
turning it
and I
in.
just need to turn it in
Okay.
officially to the funding office.
I put it on there because you sent it back, so you're just sending us another copy.
I just sent it out saying, look, this is it with the official numbers, which
Okay.
we discussed
Okay.
in our governing board meeting.
Okay.
If you wanted
Could you
to,
just scroll through it?
yeah, exactly.
Because I know we said there were different pages.
Right, and the reality is it's going to be changed in July or August.
Right.
That's right. With
Page 5.
So let me go pull that up.
I like the yellow background. Nice picture.
And he has a yellow shirt on.
Blended.
I would call it kind of a very light orange.
The-
Let me share the screen. So this is, I believe, going to be a version of the BAC which has the numbers in it, but is not signed because we have signature pages that are not yet combined with
Okay.
the actual number part of the admin package.
Yeah, I just want to see the like different sections and the different, and I don't want to see all that.
Oh, you skipped the first page.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
It's the
Just
title.
bullet.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the version where the signature pages.
But we've-
We've signed all
I
those.
thought these are now signed.
Yeah, he just has,
Oh, please.
So I'm going to wait for Greg to tell me he's ready
Yes.
for me to move on.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for accommodating me.
Always.
Thank you, brother.
Card holder, signatures. Here we go. This is the template.
Yes.
With
yes,
all the-
yes. Yes. Yes.
This is the examples the city provides.
Yes.
This is
Section
our, and I need to put in there United Neighborhoods, neighborhood council at the top.
Okay. Copy travel.
Can I ask a question, Paul?
Yeah,
You generated these numbers. Where did these numbers originate? Were they left over from last year?
they're loosely based on last year, then with input from the executive board and then the governing board.
Like for example, business cards before was like $500, and so that looks like in the past. I don't know about last year, but that amount's going down.
And last year, temporary staff had, I think it was
Yeah,
2,500.
they had a lot of
You
money.
know, so I kept it in there just as a placeholder in case people wanted to change that.
And if-
Insurance is bumped up from last year because we're gonna have to pay more in
and
insurance.
so what you guys are gonna do is approve this, and then it'll be brought to the governing board,
We
and then
have
we,
So this
It
has
was
already been approved. And then in the next meeting, the new treasurer and the new board can have the discussion as to how they might want to change these.
right, because remember at the governing board, it wasn't uploaded to up to the agenda, so I didn't have a chance to look at it. So I know there was a lot going on, so we approved what you had at the time. So, but this is all gonna be available for us to review at the governing board, and we can make
and we
adjustments.
will be making adjustments in July.
Yeah, and this is in the shared drive now, actually, yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Laura?
I think we wouldn't be adjusting the budget at the July meeting, only because we won't have our rollover approved yet. So we need to change the admin packet for different officers, but I think we have a little bit longer to play around with the budget. I mean, otherwise, we're redoing the budget every month for a couple of months. It'll be up to the whole board,
Yeah,
obviously.
I don't remember us doing that. I thought we approved and then
This is approved
when the
for the moment,
rollover was,
and then we redo it.
So
Yes.
that's similar to what we did this year as well. And once we got our rollover number, we had additional discussion about what
Right.
to do with those monies.
And we have some other additional information, like, are we gonna be meeting hybrid or not? Are we, I mean, in person or
yeah,
not?
if we have
we-
something on.
Yeah, are we
the
gonna
SK
stay
plan.
at Gramercy if we don't need to have a big
Can we get an
room?
annual policy
Can we get,
versus
right, yeah.
monthly?
Oh, yeah, we have to
We
get,
have to
and
pay
so this is
insurance.
getting expensive on the
We gotta pay
insurance.
insurance.
And then Greg, you wanted to say
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, so the way I see is that, so when we make this budget, we make it consistent with what we know we want to do.
Mhm.
And then hopefully when the new year starts, everyone is okay with it and just says, okay. But I hear even at this table that there will be some changes, just fine,
Correct.
anyway.
I'm just very concerned about the July 6th meeting, having
Right.
too many things on the agenda. We have some other very important things, including elections.
So can we
So
hold that
I mean, so that's why I'm saying to have a 30-minute
Yes,
budget item seems a little difficult at that meeting.
Well, it won't be the first
Fair
one.
point. So moving along for this
We'll do what we
operational
have to do.
expenses. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a vote on this, by the way.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that our operational expenses are just under 20,000 out of our $32,000 budget. That leaves,
How much is under 20,000
19,900.
out of 32,000?
Yeah, so our above
Yeah.
the line, the things we know we have to spend at
So-
the moment is a lot.
So at least about 12,000
That's-
Plus,
That's
plus whatever
plus
rollover.
rollover.
yes. So that's what I was going to repeat again once we get to the next page. So these are outreach expenditures that we have allocated at the moment. Advertising, event expenses, a newsletter, which the new board and will need to decide if they're actually going to
Yeah.
pursue that,
Yes.
because you need to get people to work on it.
You need to have a
Yes.
person doing it.
So nothing for election expenditures because there's no election next year. Interesting. Yeah, so in the neighborhood purpose grant expenditures, this again will be something you and the new board, the new year, fiscal year, you'll be deciding if you want to follow last year or this current fiscal year. At the beginning of the year, we thought we wanted to do smaller grants for
Yes.
more
500.
nonprofits. So we had 500 as our number. This budget allocates slightly more in the neighborhood purpose grant category. Oops. Don't know what I just did, but let
You
me
Yeah.
click my screen and off we go. I hit a button.
Happens all the time.
But not
The blue, it looks like the administrative
Yeah.
packet
Let
is
me
the blue.
stop my share and. Sorry, everyone out there.
It was so exciting.
It is.
But anyway, so the point being is that for the neighborhood purpose grant category, we bumped it up a little bit, and
Yes.
currently it is allocated at $750 per
Per
request. But that will be open to
Yeah.
discussion at this meeting today, and then in next year's, just in the next fiscal year with a new board.
There it is. When the requests actually come forth. Yeah.
Thank you for reviewing this.
And then the neighborhood specific projects, community improvement projects, just 500 allocated. And adding that all up, we get to $32,000, which is our budget. And then again, just to point out, we will have some rollover funds. The city will not tell us what that number is until at least August. They took longer in this fiscal year, so August is the normal scheduled time they'll tell us. And I'm estimating, and we'll see that in a moment, that we may have $7,000 to $8,000 to roll over. Anyway, this is the admin package that we're going to be submitting. Any questions before I stop this share and we move on to just what funds we have available at the moment?
I have no questions.
Excellent. All right, so let me share the screen and show what we have in the budget and what we've expensed to date as of today. All right, so net available on the right, the 8,309, that's what we have still in our budget to work with. That does not reflect a number of expenses that we have made in the last few days. Public storage, I think there's an insurance number that's not in there, and then some
$495.37 for the little
Branded,
branded.
Yeah,
flashlight.
the marketing outreach, giveaway items.
Right.
So maybe roughly another 1,000 is going to come off the 8,309.
Yeah, it is less, almost exactly $1,000.
Pretty close.
And Ann's been paid for the last month?
Yes.
We did have to defer the payment for the USPS, the post office, for the branding postcard,
Oh,
because started out a problem with the card was rejected.
Oh.
And I actually, was playing around and ended up clicking, which I shouldn't have, that will pay at the door. Pay when we deliver it. So now Raheem had a receipt, so I actually took that with me to the post office and attempted to pay. And turns out that wasn't going to be able to happen either, because it's a particular person you have to pay with. And it's like, oh my goodness. And then we realized that the BAC that we had was for less money than the combined printing and USPS. So we'll need to, on July 6th, revisit and do the right number on a new BAC for the post office, and then attempt to resolve with the post office and the city clerk how come they won't take the card online.
And then question, is that something we could work on revising that BAC in this meeting for July?
I don't think it's necessary.
Not
It's
necessary.
a pure administrative
Okay.
agenda item. I don't think we need to, there's no way. I don't think you need to vote on it. I think you can just put it on the agenda.
On the
Because
agenda.
we have the amount and it just goes on the
and this
agenda.
was for what again?
The
Postcards.
Region 6,
The Jefferson Park.
Jefferson Park,
They didn't receive.
ED, Every Door Direct.
Okay.
So we got the postcards. The postcards are printed and put in groups of 50 and 100, but we couldn't pay.
Okay.
Yeah, the combined expense of the cards and
Okay.
mailing it through the postal service was higher than what the
We had-
original request
We had
was.
approved, I think, 740 or 750, but it's about closer to 1,000. So we'll just have to do a new BAC just for the postal part.
Postcards ended up costing a lot more than the
Right.
first time.
Yeah. Any questions about this?
I have a question. So have we paid for the postcards?
Mhm. Postcards are paid for. We own them.
Because the BAC said postcards and mailing.
Combined in amount.
So we had that. So now you're gonna come back to the board and say, we need to do, not you, Dolores, Raheem,
412 or whatever the number is.
they're gonna
That's
come back
just
and ask for that.
Yeah.
And that will come out of the
next
new
year's
funds.
budget.
Right,
Yeah.
so the funding,
It's okay because we spent outreach money that was on next year's budget, then in return this year.
35, 37.
Things moved, but it'll be the same amount for outreach. We don't need to adjust the total.
That wasn't her question. You're answering too much.
yeah, and that's, I think that's, Greg can follow up on that. I mean,
Well,
what-
it's
I
an
don't know what you
expense
would-
that needs to be made in order to get these cards out. So
That's
it's just going to
fine.
happen in the next fiscal year. So. Yeah.
And was that included in, that dollar amount will be in the outreach On the administrative
I
package?
mean, that's where it
Yeah.
will come out of.
It would
come
for
out of
the
that.
next
Right.
fiscal year, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And then we'll also have the rest of the Western Heights CIP for, I mean, in other words, we only got we think we got half of it through and not the other half.
We discussed this.
Yeah, and that'll be like part of a rollover.
So
If-
specifically related to the Western Heights Community Improvement Project, our original BAC was for, I believe, $4,200.
That's gone.
So we came back, we revised that request to be 2,575. So it's essentially just half of the work that needs to be done, some percentage, half, 60%. 40% is going to be, recovering that for this fiscal year. But when they come back and they actually want to plant, they're going to have to come back to us and request additional monies.
Right, so it's
for
not
that.
rolling,
Okay.
it's not
But that extra amount,
accrued.
Paul, what happens to the amount that was not spent, was not used?
gone.
It becomes, well, it either goes, it's part of the rollover, because probably it would have been,
So part of
yeah, because if we had spent it, that rollover amount would be
Be
less. So,
But the new board will have to approve
Or not?
or not. I mean, in other words, Chris is aware that she and other people in Western Heights have to bring a new request forward.
Just for the planting, not for the removal, because
Correct,
that 2750 or whatever was for the permits and the removal of the trees.
And
Yeah.
crossing fingers that the controller writes the check.
yeah, so the city now is reviewing the request. They're taking it to the city controller to give a final, make a final decision. We understand that if the controller says it's not complete, that they will accrue the funds. They'll essentially hold those monies for us, and we'll be able to go back to them with the proper
Well, either accrue
information.
or roll it over. I mean, in other words,
Whatever,
we,
we're not
have the
gonna,
funds.
talk about the terminology they're using,
Yeah.
but
Okay, but let's just
it'll be
say,
available to us next year.
if it's accrued, I understand that. If by chance it has to be put in that rollover, will we exceed the 10,000?
no,
No, we won't.
that's why we've been busily spending other monies.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
we anticipated possibly getting,
I mean, so we're in this situation where the clerk changed their mind and they approved it, so it's showing as whatever it's showing, as
Outstanding.
gone and not available.
we're just happy that they approved the hand crank
Yeah.
grading flashlight.
Right,
They
right.
almost didn't approve
Oh
that.
my God.
They denied it.
No, they
So they said that they thought it
We
was
all
a
went
gift.
to a meeting.
That's enough.
We had a long meeting with them.
This is good.
Okay, so shall we move on to
Yes.
the next agenda item?
Yes.
So-
Yes.
Great. And before we do that, anyone out there online have any questions? Okay, great. So should we go back to Andre at this point?
It's up to, is
Yes.
that what you, okay, yes. We have a guest. Hello, Mr. Andre. Welcome to the United Neighborhood Council meeting. And we understand that you have a presentation on Community Veterans Justice Project. And we'd like for you to make it at this time, if you please.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
And do you need to share the screen or are you just giving us an oral presentation?
Technically, I can do a screen share right now. I have my
hang on.
presentation.
Okay,
Can we
That's-
are we gonna limit this to 5
I'm at a
minutes?
meeting. I gotta call you back.
I'll be less than 5 minutes for sure, so.
Perfect.
okay, Andre, you should be able to share the screen now.
Good copy, stand by.
Standing by.
Desktop.
Didn't that look like the Last Supper?
A little bit.
Oh,
We need
okay.
food on the table.
That's me. Thanks.
You're hungry, that's what.
I am really
Oh, I'm
hungry.
hungry too.
I am super hungry.
All right, so am I,
No, sir.
You have to hit on your Zoom at the bottom. You
okay, I
need
think I got it now.
There it is, there it is.
Okay, So my name is Andre Andrews, United States Navy veteran. Did 4 years active duty, served overseas, been to 23 countries and back. Currently second vice commander for American Legion, Department of California, District 24. So I'm real big in a veteran community. So today my presentation is I currently work for a community veteran justice project. And like the flyers say, we're more than intervention, we're a solution. So what we do is I work at the Peace and Healing Center on Vermont in Repair Zone 4, which is technically what I've been working on. But what I'm reaching out to you all because I'm going to expand into more communities. So the goal is to help your veterans in your community with legal services, and that's what we provide. That's what we provide. Free legal service of veterans. So the only entity that helps and supports military personnel and veterans with one-on-one community support for diversion and comprehensive services for long-term success and well-being at no cost to veterans. CVJP does it best and not turn any veterans away. So this is the service we provide: alternative sentencing, diversion providers, and veteran advocates. Obviously, you can read some of the points down here below. I'll go into the next slide, which is even better. So this is pretty much how we help veterans with the Penal Code 100.80, which is diversion requirements. So whether you have a felony, misdemeanor, the opportunity for us to get you in our system, find out what legal problems you have, and let's figure out how to assist you with those legal problems. Now, like it says, we identify the member, then we identify what the member could be suffering from, utilize his military service and PTSD treatment plan to help him or her with their case. Like the next flyer says, military service can be traumatic. So CVJP educates the court that a military service can be traumatic without deployments. It is intense, and many times soldiers are injured and killed during training. Military training is to prepare every soldier to be ready for war that requires training that possesses significant danger, risk, and physical harm. There is never time for an exploration into the trainee feelings about these events. Everything is repressed in service to the mission. They all take an oath, are willing to die for their country, and may be called at any time to do so. They live under the call deployment 24/7. Cultivating trauma of this type is dangerous. So I just read that to you all just so you can garner a better understanding of what CVJP works and how we work. So far, CVJP has helped 1,300 cases and counting, and we want to continue to do more. A lot of us who may have went through the program come back and tend to work for CVJP so we can better help other veterans. So this is a great veteran story right here. Edgar, like it says, Edgar was at his bottom. He contacted CVJP. His wife kicked him out. He was living out his car, drinking, got a DUI, homeless and despondent. Everything got better after his first call with CVJP. CVJP assisted him with his divorce, diversion for a DUI, and got his case dismissed. CVJP helped him get his finances in order, helped him with college, and got his AA degree. CVJP also stabilized his life and got him housed. So not only do we help veterans with legal services, but if you need discharge upgrades, we can help you with that as well. And we can help you with, obviously, like it says, schooling and get you housed. There are multiple military programs that CVJP has access to get veterans help with housing. So pretty much these are some feel-good stories down here. I think the president has this pamphlet in his email account. So I was able to send it to him out before I got online. So I just wanted to come to you all today to really see if we can reach out to your community. And as I was listening to your conversation earlier, if possible, on the next meeting moving forward, we can attach a budget and ask for maybe like $750 to that community that you all was working with your community, so we can start sending out some flyers and some mailers to your local community veterans so we can get them help, because they might not know we exist. So we would need some funds so we can get the information out to them so they can start coming to us and coming to our peace and healing centers that we have throughout LA. So that sums up my presentation today. So thank you for listening to me. And like I say, my name is Andre Andrews, United States Navy, and I work for CVJP. So if anybody got any questions, feel free to fire them off.
For this is doing public comment. We're not supposed to comment.
Okay. I was just saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But what I'll do is I will give him some questions to prepare for the governing board if we want to put him on the governing board.
I think so.
because I have questions
Mhm.
that I think will help
Mhm.
with this presentation.
Thank you for
Awesome.
your service, Andre, and thank you for your presentation.
Andre, I'll call you.
Oh, we have Donna Jones has her
Yeah, but
hand
we
raised.
can't.
We can
But
ask
yeah,
her.
we can't field questions, Donna. This is just a one-way presentation. All right.
Thank you so much. My name is Andre. Give me a call whenever
I'll
you
give you a
can.
call, Andre.
My email address is. Say that again, sir.
I will give you a call and we'll talk.
All right. God bless. You all take care. Thank you so much
Stay
for
strong.
the time and listening to me.
Thanks
Will
for the
do.
ride. Thanks for the ride on the ocean back in the day. Appreciate
Hi,
that.
you sound like a squid yourself, sir.
Ooh, Marine, brother, Marine.
Oh, hoorah. Semper Fi, baby. Semper Fi.
Gotta
God
throw
bless.
that
Y'all
out.
take care.
I
Have a
knew
good
it,
night,
but-
y'all.
I gotta
We
throw
knew,
that
we knew
out.
that was
So much,
coming.
man.
It was coming.
We
God
knew
bless
it.
y'all.
Yeah, I thought you said no comment.
No comments. I think hoorah doesn't count.
It doesn't.
Thank you. Thank you, Squire.
No, right on the ocean was coming. All right. And so it is my turn to present. Oh, are you done, Paul?
I am done.
Yes, oh, that's right, because we just had our presentation. So, attendance. I wanted to bring up, and I think this is the right place to bring it up. We had Raheem with 3 consecutive absences, unexcused. I spoke with him and he said it was due to his job and he's just been so inundated. And I thought we were going to excuse that, but so my question, I guess, is because the way the meeting proceeded was that those absences were unexcused. So are they remaining unexcused? And is there any other action that we want to take in this case? Is my question on attendance.
Can I be bipolar in this?
Okay, be bipolar.
First of all, the rules as they are,
Mm-hmm.
I would say allow for medical concerns, as I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's work related, then that's I don't think that falls under the category of excused absences. And also, and then correct me if I'm wrong on this, but just because someone says I'm going to be absent is not an excused absence.
Yes. Yes.
So I mean, just saying I'm not going to be there, that's not
Right.
excused.
And there was no advance notification.
Right. But
This
he
was
did.
all
But he
after
did
that.
say he.
Oh, I'm
emailed me.
sorry. Yeah,
We
he
did
reach out to
say
you.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Unless he did not. So that's my one side of it. The other side of it is just a general. I just kind of like feel bad, but it's like if a person. We had other cases where the person's job was taking them all over the country,
Mm-hmm.
and those were not excused absences.
Oh, they were not. Okay.
No,
I wasn't aware of that.
they weren't. So.
Okay.
So I think it's unfortunate, but I don't think that, and I know we need a communication person, but I don't think those are excused absences.
Okay.
I mean, if he said his child was sick, I don't think that would be an excused absence.
I have to go
So
back and look.
I would say, and I think our rules are.
Oh,
written this way.
he said
It's a
family and job issues. He didn't describe what family issues.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me make sure I'm clear on that. If someone in your family is sick and you take care of someone in your family and you're sick, then that's excused. Or if it's death in the family, that's
Oh, yes.
excused. But I don't think we made provisions to say I'm working late and working hard and I didn't sleep all day. That's a
Although that's horrible, but right.
I think that's how we wrote it, right? Yes, ma'am. So I'm done.
All right. Yes, Lord.
Right. Obviously, we start a new term. It doesn't get rid of the cumulative.
Mhm.
But when we did bylaws, we did not use the word shall, meaning if you are absent consecutively 3 times, or if you have 3 unexcused absences which need not be consecutive, in either case, we may.
Yes, that's May. Board
May
members
put them
may
on-
be removed.
Right, so he unfortunately has a combination of unexcused and they're consecutive.
Yes.
I mean, in other words,
He showed up for,
he came to the last meeting, but,
via Zoom. So
Right.
does that count as,
No.
that does not count?
well,
Doesn't count.
technically, it does not count
Doesn't count. It doesn't count because
because
you're right now required to meet
in
In
person.
person.
Oh,
So, but again, that's the technical, it doesn't count. He did not count for quorum, he could not vote, but he could participate in the meeting because
yes.
the way we operate, anyone can participate in the meeting, whether a board member or not. But we have some luxury of not mandatorily putting his name on the July 6th agenda for removal,
Mhm,
because we may make a choice.
mhm,
But he needs to also make a choice,
mhm.
because technicalities aside, you're not, whoever you are, you're not representing the people you were elected to
And he said that. Mhm.
represent if you're not able to participate. So what we said that to Carlos, and then we said it to Carlos several times over the last couple of years. And
Yes.
he always came back, it was pretty good, and then fell off again.
Yeah. Go ahead, Greg.
Okay, my other thoughts are that, first of all, I don't agree that our bylaws and the city's guidelines say that if a person is eligible to attend on Zoom, that they don't count. But I guess,
You have to be
I don't-
eligible.
I know what you, I know you said, I know, I've said it. So I know that's what he said. My other, so this is the bipolar part. My
Yeah, I was
other-
wondering when we we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, my other part is that, well, if we didn't take action on it in this year,
Mhm.
well, that was this year. So you got a whole new year starting.
I don't
And
think so.
so if you got a whole new year starting, it's like, to use my sister's name, Grace, it's a new day.
Great.
It's gonna be up to the new board.
Yeah,
Well, it's up to the new board, but our bylaws don't make the difference. I mean, in other words, he's missed 3 meetings. It's
But our
not
bylaws
three-
also don't require us to do anything.
That is
No,
correct. No,
that's why you
it's up-
use the
So
word
it's all up
might.
to the new board.
It's up to
Yes.
the board, but the 3 missed meetings don't get wiped out.
Okay,
Okay,
Right, I mean,
okay.
so we
it's
can
up to
really
the
just move
board.
on and let it go to the
Yes.
next board.
Although, at the, risk of lengthening the meeting, I think it's interesting that we've had conversations in our governing board meetings about elections and trying to ensure that we have representation, we have
Mhm.
actual elections. And then here we have a case where this person had an election, was elected, and then isn't
Hasn't
appearing
been
to
with
represent
us
his community. So
since
that should be
March.
kind of integrated with the whole conversation of
Mhm.
why do we have attendance requirements to begin with?
right.
Okay.
Well, I do feel, I agree
Why
with
everything
everything
was
everyone has
Done for
said.
us.
I think people are struggling with coming back in person.
I know
But
I
I
am.
also think we need to send out a really clear, right away, clear email
Mhm.
that if you plan to serve on this board, you must plan to serve in person on the first Thursday of every month
Mhm.
or any other scheduled board meeting, but for sure,
least
mark
until
that
the-
on your
until
calendar.
SB
And August or
411.
September if the governor signs
Well,
it.
Yeah.
I don't think we should say unless blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
no,
for
we're
the
just
mo-
saying
right.
that here.
Right, and I think getting used to actually doing that
Yeah.
may be difficult. So, I mean, I know that
I mean, if it's difficult for corporations to get
people
their
to come back.
employees
yeah,
to return
right.
to the office.
Oh,
we're having this-
after COVID,
Volunteer.
We're having
yeah,
this
folks are like,
issue.
I don't wanna go in, I can work from home.
Right,
But I
but
think-
we're having an issue if we can't have a meeting, if we don't have that 13 people in a room.
I got
but
you.
we did share several times the requirements to be present in the meeting.
I know, I understand, but I think we have to keep sharing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think, I mean,
that won't
it's
hurt.
clear from our attendance, you have
Yes.
to keep sharing.
Yes.
I mean, it's because I mean, I personally, we struggled with this today. Do we or do we not pay for the insurance for a meeting on July 6th? And we ultimately decided we had to, in part because we would lose the money anyway, because that's the same amount of money we would be giving back to the city.
Okay.
But if we don't have that meeting, they don't refund the money.
Mhm.
All right, so that's attendance.
So that's attendance. Everyone else is doing well on attendance.
Really?
I don't, how can that be?
I don't think so.
Not if we only have 13 or 14 people at the meeting.
Everyone is not doing well in attendance.
We
Not that
have,
I want to rat my brothers and sisters out, but I know that's not true.
Sometimes it's gotta be.
How about the people sitting around this table? We're
we
doing great. We're
have
doing great.
folks like Carlos, who is not returning, Sarah
Carson.
Lacy, who is not returning,
Yeah, they don't.
Lizzie, who is not returning, Charlie, who is not returning.
Yeah, they don't.
So,
But
but other than that,
No, we have Miss Cooper.
we have Ed Saunders.
yes, she has been absent.
She
but
let us know though, because she had planned to be on the board ahead of being
Yes.
appointed, that
Yes.
she basically wouldn't be able to commit until July.
So those
So-
are unexcused?
They
I mean,
are.
those are excused?
No.
She wasn't even part of the.
She wasn't a part.
No, we appointed her. And
Oh, that's right.
she wasn't all that clear. If she had said, I can't attend any meetings until July, I think we could have easily turned to Christopher Weed and appointed him instead for that seat. Or, so she has her unexcused, I mean, however you want to deal with it, she's sort of for different reasons in the same
Yeah.
position as Raheem.
She was
Is it
appointed,
three?
she was appointed March the 28th,
Yes.
and she was absent
April, May, June.
April, May, and June.
Whereas Ed was present
At least
at
two of them.
April.
Ed was absent
In June.
March, absent April, present May, and absent June. And Candace has been present for all meetings.
I feel like it should be the year of Jubilee.
Yeah,
So that meaning,
yeah,
We start afresh.
yep.
okay, what like
Well,
we're saying about the
Yep.
other thing.
Well, I don't
We
think
have a hard time retaining people.
No, not-
We can't make this about,
I'm saying, okay, I don't wanna see Raheem miss another 3 and then we have
Sure,
this
sure.
conversation.
that's why I
again.
think when we start July, like everybody needs to start thinking in terms of this is now, you have
Yes.
plans for this meeting, the first Thursday of the month.
Right.
Everybody can put that on their calendar.
Yeah,
Everybody can say, if you're gonna, but I think part of the reason it feels like more people should have attendance problems, and the fact we're only getting 13 is everybody's kind of missing,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, like
yeah.
just enough.
right, cause
To say-
Jasmine missed 2 actually.
Which,
But she came to the last one,
That's-
wasn't invaluable.
by the
so-
letter of our bylaws, that's technically okay.
Yeah,
So
she attended.
it's, we may just always skirt that like 13, 14,
Mhm.
and that's the way we have it set up. But you know, this happens in like every group I'm part of that has to have quorum. It's always like right there,
Right.
Oh,
no matter how big the group is.
oh, okay.
Because it just
Life.
life.
It is becoming more difficult, I'll tell you. My
Attendance is-
household is just a crazy, crazy place. And the fact that I am coming out and doing anything is amazing. We've had some real issues, violence and all kinds of stuff going on. So, yeah, everybody, and I guess that's why I'm more lenient. Because, you know, everybody is under duress in some way. And
Which is how we went from shall to may. 'Cause,
Yes,
I was on the
yes,
shall,
yes,
but they're like,
we-
we need to be a may. I'm like, fine,
Yeah.
be a may.
And as Sarah said, you know, and as Greg said, we don't want to make this so strict that we're running people away.
And we didn't.
And so,
Well, we didn't, and we didn't, I mean.
well, I'm
in
talking about
agreement.
now. We don't want to run anyone away now.
No, I agree, but
Okay.
I also feel really strongly that they really need to be there.
Yes. And I think that whoever said send out, I think I can send out correspondence to
Starting
each and every
fresh.
member. Yes. And I will share that with all of you before it goes forth, but stating that, you know,
Yes,
our
and
next meeting will be July
Share the-
6th.
Share the slides that, we should make little slides for the attendance thing, for the rules, for
Well, I just have to say,
wait long time.
we talk as if
Thank
You
you.
know, the May is how we keep this moving. But
Yeah,
if you actually got more committed people, then we wouldn't have this problem.
Yes.
So that's where I come back to shall's not always a bad thing,
Yeah.
I totally
Yeah.
understand.
Or I'm gonna throw it out, if we didn't appoint people and we said to people, hey, you have to run, then maybe there'd be more commitment. Instead of just
Yeah.
handing it out to people.
I don't know about that, but I think a lot of people joining when it was virtual made a lot of
It
people,
made
oh,
it
this is gonna be a
easy.
totally different commitment, and so
Yes.
we're gonna have to just,
Yeah.
this next year will be, we'll see, like,
Yes.
what people's commitment level is.
yes, yes. All right,
This
let's,
is good, nice topic. Let's move
yes,
on.
yes, let's move on.
That-
And so, training, and I have, the training,
Is it in the,
It's
report
in the packet.
in the packet.
well, let me pull that up.
It says training.
Actually, it does.
Well, it's,
I just guessed it.
there it is. It's training report.
Wow, that's people's faces.
So why are Jackie and Cassandra on today?
Because they want extra money,
That's what I figured.
we should let them go sooner.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Oh,
Let them
okay.
go
Well,
first.
Yes.
For the president's report?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's just finish this.
Okay, so the training, you'll see all the highlights. There's, Jasmine is now past due for, ethics. But and then actually, and also past due for funding, because that was June 3rd. But we have a lot of upcoming training. Laura, myself, Dennis, Teresa has, all, renewal coming up in July. Michael Kimbrough, yeah, so
Chris Carlson.
Chris, oh yes, Chris has, the end of this month,
You should do a
so,
party.
yeah. So that is, we've got training coming up now. I just wanted to ask, did I miss something? What happened to anti-bias?
It's on there.
That's last
The
call.
last one that says you
It
got.
says it does not expire.
Yeah,
Everyone's
Oh,
looking
okay, so once you've attended,
once you've done it, you
you
have.
don't have to, I mean,
you
once
haven't
you've taken
ever-
it,
until
you
they
don't
change
have to
their
keep.
mind.
No
I-
backsliding on anti.
Okay,
Once you've been trained on how not to be biased, you.
you will forever remember.
Yes.
Okay, so that is the training report we have. Let's see, that's 1,
That's funny,
2,
that's
3,
impressive.
4,
Funny how that works.
5, 6, 7, 8 that will need to renew training of this month, or between this month and next month. And that completes my report. You know what, yeah, let's go on to our guests, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. And so we have tree care. Is there anything we
So
want to
for
say
tree
about that?
care, we can just remove that from the agenda. That was addressed in the last governing board meeting.
Okay. All right.
Well, noting,
I saw the initial request was denied and it was resubmitted 6/14. That's why I put it
we
back
will
on
need
there.
the agenda item for July 6th, which will know what it is exactly, hopefully.
Why is that?
The other half of the Western Heights.
Oh, for the, to make up the
If they have their act together, otherwise it gets deferred till August, but we need to mark it in our budget.
Is that clear what the request is?
The amount? No.
Okay,
So
so
for Western Heights.
their
and July.
total remain, we probably were approved.
Do we need to debate this right now? Is that on the agenda?
That's the first thing on the agenda.
Yeah, it's on the agenda.
First funding request on the agenda.
That's the idea, was we already dealt with it.
So basically you're saying
That we'll have to
we'll
have
put
an
it on the agenda
item.
for the last half of the remainder.
Correct,
So
and
we don't
then,
need to
and
discuss
then
that.
we
No,
don't need
we'll
to
put
do it
that on.
tonight because
Yeah,
it's
that's
already
no
voted
point.
on.
Okay, so we have Cassandra Bailey here from Ignited Light. Cassandra, are you, there you,
And do you need,
there you are.
do you need to do a presentation?
No, today, if it's okay, I can just speak without a presentation. This is very short. We're still in the planning stages. This is actually something that we're planning to do December 1st, which is in recognition of the AIDS, National AIDS Awareness. And so Ignited Light is going to partner with the Los Angeles chapter of Delta Sigma Theta, which will include its youth initiatives, programs, and Dolores T. Richardson School, which is a new elementary school that opened last year, and it's located on Crenshaw. And we will be partnering also with the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, who will present an interactive AIDS awareness program for elementary, middle school, and high school students. So with the information that I received, I put together the information that you would need in terms of what our cost would be. We're asking for, our need is actually $3,188.07. We're asking the council for $3,000. I wasn't aware of what the maximum is. So of course, I know you will let me know, but what we want to do is, one, we wanted to give something to the young people to take with them, which is a cap with the Ignited Lights logo. We will have to have printed materials that will be passed out at $904.15. We will have music available at $300. Activity crafts materials, which would be $311.93. Lunch will be provided for 50 students at $750 with a total of $3,000. And there's a possibility that the cost of the printed materials might be reduced, and the cost of the craft activities may be increased. So those are the two line items that we're still discussing among the three of us, the three organizations.
Dr., are we open for questions?
Yes.
Dr. Bailey, good evening. What's the location of the event?
It's going to be at the Dolores T. Richardson School, which is located on Crenshaw.
It's the Dolores, what was the last name?
T. Richardson, Dolores
Oh,
T.
C. Richardson.
T. Richardson.
What's the cross street?
That's 84th.
84th?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's certainly not new.
Okay, which is not in our area. All right, so what is?
Well, the issue is Dr. Bailey, that the location is not in CD10, well, not CD10, but UNNC's footprint.
Mhm.
So then what we have to do, or CD10. So then what we have to do is say, how are these services marketed or presented to the people in our footprint? So that's more information that we need to see. or
Okay.
hear.
All right,
So-
so we will be opening it up to other community members. So the information will be available and open to other people in various communities to attend. And there's also a possibility that we may be able to move the event to UNNC's district as well.
Do we know what neighborhood council is in that area? Is that
I don't know. I think it's either, it might be two.
I think it's
Because I know that they've changed them, so I'm a little confused now on
I
which
feel
one.
if I use this computer to look it up,
Don't do
you'll all
that.
see it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so I would say, for now, what we need to, and I'm saying this to you and to the board,
Okay,
is that one, we need to strengthen, if it's going before the general governing board,
Mhm.
then we need to strengthen the presentation to show how it's marketed to the people in UNNC. And then also the possibility of brainstorming how you could move it to within our footprint, if that
Okay.
would.
8400 South Crenshaw is in Inglewood.
okay. Oh, wow, okay. I didn't even know that, so thank you for telling me that to its footprint, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that is, that's an easy win. I can definitely look into that.
Okay.
And Laura?
Yeah, well, I'm uncomfortable. If the total cost of the event is a little more than 3,000, we shouldn't be paying the total cost of an event.
All right.
So, I
Well-
mean, whatever that may
Well,
mean
we-
to our budget, or
Well-
even if it's.
Yeah, but
within
we won't, we're
Yeah,
not even
let's just-
considering it right now.
Dr.
so-
Bailey, if you come back and let us know where your location is, the city of Inglewood is something that we cannot approve.
Okay, and that's understandable, I wasn't even aware that it was in Englewood, I
worries.
thought it was actually in Los Angeles. But
Thank you.
that's an easy win, I can definitely do that.
All right,
So
so
I'm sorry, ma'am.
go ahead.
So is the board open for that modification? And then with that modification, it still can go in front of the governing board?
Yes.
If we know-
Well,
No, she's not, this is in December, she'll come back when she's got a location that's in our footprint, hopefully, and if it's not in her footprint, something that she knows can make sense as to how she's gonna market to our footprint, and then we're good, so she'll come back.
Did you say it's in
Good.
December?
She
So
did
it's
another,
in December.
Yes, it's December
Oh.
So
1st.
thank you for coming early, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
works out well.
Good planning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I thank you very much for your time.
all right.
Thank
Thank
you.
everybody.
Have a
All
good
right.
evening.
See you next time.
Okay,
Yes.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We are moving on to Jackie Honoré. Is it Elam?
Yes, thank
All
you.
right, for Amazing Grace. Please tell us about that project.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
I'm sorry, excuse me a minute.
Before you go, Ms. Jackie,
uh-huh,
I want to say I went to the presentation of Amazing Grace, The Wiz. It was fantastic.
Oh, a performance.
thank you.
Yes. Good. So this is an advertisement. This is so it was good.
Oh, thank
It was
you.
professional.
I appreciate the support.
Broadway.
What, we try hard. I appreciate it. And I really want to thank UNNC for all of their support. And Laura, especially thank you for the recent history walk. Laura was the great historian on the walk, and I'm going to try and put everything in perspective very quickly.
Yes,
But we
please.
have, we've been very fortunate to garner a lot of support and attention. And I think it is very good for our district. It's good for the community and beyond. And I want to begin with first, we have a secret celebrity renovation that's occurring at our facility right now. And we were fortunate to have Niecy Nash, who gifted our co-founder, Wendy Raquel Robinson, with a renovation. We haven't seen anything. They've been in our building for about a month and are redoing it. Part of that renovation includes work that we started some time ago with architects, Gensler being one of them, to enhance our facility, but to also make it open for our community. And one of the things that AGC does is that we really focus in on community need. And so I don't know how much you know about us, but Amazing Grace Conservatory has Academy, Grammy, Ovation, award winners. We now have 2 alumni that are in the White House.
All
And
right.
we have been a cultural institution in the community for 26 years. What we're proposing to do now is an extension of an open house, but really opening it up to the community. And so many times when you have an open house, it's to showcase everything that you have. Along with that, we have some amazing partners, and partners like Providence that has a focus on colon cancer and mental health and many other things. We have USC, School of Dramatic Arts, in the Office of Civic Engagement. UNNC has been a partner for us, and so have the architects for communities. Our vision is to take a back to school, back to basics, back to community approach, open our facility up. We envision having a stage, having lessons that people can come in and participate in, but also to show everything that has occurred in our facility. Along with that, Providence is going to provide mental health sort of support. They're bringing some of their doctors out. They're going to do assistance with colon cancer screenings, offer that. And we're allowing each of our partners, including Hollywood Community Housing, Amos CME Church, as I said, USC, LAUSD, the Academy Museum, and they were involved in our last event, the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures, to also be involved in our community celebration. We did, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but when we did the Whiz at Crenshaw High School, we had 2,400 community members that came in and supported us. All 3 shows were sold out, and these are kids and community members. And I say community members because the parents get involved. Our parents are ambassadors, and we have had programs at Hollywood Community Housing, Gramercy Place Apartments, where we have brought community members in. And so I say that to tell you that our commitment to our community is ongoing. It's not, as proud as I am about the shows and everything that we do, we are a cultural institution. And we look at what the community is looking for, community needs, and we do surveys to find that out. And then we try and provide those things. And we do it in the stories we tell. And so what we're asking for is support with our back to community, back to family, back to basics, and asking if UNNC would support us with helping us with stage, with sound elements. We're looking to our partners to help us with many of the other elements. We're also going to our council office to see what they can donate. But we're having this event, regardless as to what support we get. The more support we get, the more we can do. And quite honestly, we had a lot of lessons from the last time we did an event. So I heard someone talk about notification to everyone. All of those things are included in our plan. So just wanted to share that, but most of all, to thank you for everything you have done. The event would be on the corner of Washington and Wilton in front of our facility. Tentatively, it is scheduled for September 9th. That would be from about 1 until about 4 p.m. And we would go through all of the appropriate protocols.
All right, thank you so much. So what is the amount that you are requesting from UNNC?
We're requesting $5,000 from UNNC, and I understand that may be over what can, but I wanted to put everything out there and see what we can do. The cost of the event is about twice that amount and possibly more.
Okay.
I've broken everything down in our application.
Okay.
And Jackie, you heard, because you sat through our meeting, what our budget is. And we have $32,000, $20,000 of which has already been allocated to run the office. So we've got $12,000 remaining to do everything else that we would like to do. So the 5,000 is a high ask, so.
You know, Grace, I absolutely understand, but I thought if you don't ask, if you don't put things
That's
out
right.
there about what your need is,
That's right.
you can't get it fulfilled. So that's the ask, but we are grateful for any support that we can get.
So I guess what the board needs to decide for
Yes.
what number? we want.
Yes, we need
Get
to,
behind.
motion for the amount that, do we want to support? How much do we want to support? Take a vote on that and then bring it to the government.
Do we need to have a motion before we have discussion? I mean, I know Robert's rule says we do, but is it possible to have some discussion first?
Yes, I thought that's what we're doing.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Yes,
Well, I feel that until we know, I mean, I'm glad to hear it's September 9th and not August 9th. Right?
Right.
I wonder, given that we have a new board, not 100% new board, but given that we have a new board, we have another funding request coming right after this one tonight. Also a September, late August, September event. I'm a little concerned about throwing two big funding requests at a new board. I mean, in other words, on July 6th, maybe I'm not concerned.
well, it depends on what amount we.
Well,
offer.
I understand that too. So, and I also, Jackie, I wonder if the council office, last time, did they pay, last year, did they pay for all the rentals in the end, except the big stage?
Right, they paid for a lot of the canopies and the chairs, but not
So-
the big stage.
Right, so, because I saw on the application that all the rentals, including the porta potties and everything, were in the $5,000, but I feel that the council office is probably good for at least a good chunk of that. So I feel that we don't have all the information that we might need to decide what is the right number to offer back.
Great.
I think the timeliness of the request is good. I think that the details will be worked out. I think that our partner knows that it's following a very good principle of asking for what she would like to have, but knows that we can't do that.
Right.
So I think that for the executive board, deciding what we are comfortable with
Yes.
recommending is good, and then more details will come out, because yes, we will work with her. She already has contact with Council District 10, so we don't need to facilitate that with her. And we will see what Council District 10 will do to support it, because it's a great model of the community coming together, multiple partners. This is a perfect example. So I want us to be forward moving and putting something out there. And then as far as our board, yeah, the new board, they know enough to make adjustments.
Well, they will hear the
Yes,
presentation.
yes, Paulson gives a number.
And then I have a question for Jacqueline. Do you think our next board meeting, the governing board meeting, is on the 6th of July? We hope. That's what we're scheduling it for. Do you think you'll have a little bit clearer idea by then, like what kind of support you're going to get from CD10?
I do believe that we will. We're on trying to set up right now a meeting with Karen Valentine in the council member's office. So I'm sure we should have that information by that time. What I did, though, I sort of went by what we got last time as I formulated the request. But my hope is to have a more updated version by that time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. I appreciate all the support, whatever it is.
Don't go yet.
Yeah, we need.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How much you gonna give? I mean, how much is the more?
But do you have a suggestion?
I mean, I don't know that I should suggest, since I won't be
You can suggest.
on the board.
Yes,
next
good. You're on the board now.
Okay. I mean, I think we should stick to our objectives of where we want to spend our dollars. And, 750, if we want to stretch, go to 1,000, but
Yes. I agree on 1,000 at least.
But that number will, but for the sake of conversation and discussion at the governing board meeting, maybe we need to push it up higher than
Jackie,
1,000.
have you thought of going to like our local neighborhood councils? Because they
Yeah.
can easily give you like 500, kind of.
Oh,
Even
right.
if we were to go for 1,000 or something.
I have not. I've gone back to our partners that we've worked with. I had not thought about that.
Okay.
Because Amazing Grace is, more than just UNNC's footprint.
Right. No, I could. We are asking our partners to contribute though. And so I have someone giving backpacks and different things like that. I did not include that.
Yes, Laura.
Well, again, that's why I'm glad this is in September. I feel real comfortable. I don't have a vote here tonight, but I feel comfortable going to the board with $1,000, knowing that if our situation changes, we also have August. We could do a second grant. If they still need it and if we feel comfortable with our money. Because I mean, at the moment, I'm feeling uncomfortable with the amount of money that we have.
So we had 1,000, we have a motion for 1,000.
We have a motion. Was that a motion?
That was, I
She says
make a motion.
Okay,
Recommend
upped
1,000.
it.
Second.
Okay.
Seconded. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we will move this on to the governing board meeting to have further discussion. That should be July the 6th. Would you be available to present?
I will make myself available to present.
All right. All
Thank
right.
you.
Well, we will see you then. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank
No,
you so-
thank you all. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, and now we have Teresa with West Adams Jazz and Music Festival. And that amount is $3,200. That will be Labor Day weekend, September 2nd and 3rd, and it's being offered by the West Adams Avenue Association.
Thank you, Paula. There was some confusion about the $500 amount, but the request is for $3,200. Avenues has not had, we have a yearly jazz festival that's on Labor Day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We haven't had one since 2019. So this is our first one since the pandemic. The dollar amount is what the UNNC contributed in 2019. What I understand from Laura that we had a larger budget then, but I decided
Probably.
to
We did.
go big or go home. So
The same as Jacqueline.
yeah. But what this request is for the UNNC to have a booth or a table. So we get about 10,000 people over the 3 days. So UNNC has a table where we can share our outreach, HPOZ, all the other things that kind of fall under, our purview. So I saw that the 750 is what you guys had allocated in the administrative packet, but I would still like to talk about 3,200. I realize that's a lot, but we probably will have some rollover. Donna, would you like to chime in?
Unmute, Donna.
While we're waiting for Ms. Donna, I would like to say of this illustrious organization that they have done things for us. They brought things for us, partnered for us to do things that we should have done, that they did.
The West Adams.
Yes, they
Avenues.
picked up the tab on stuff. They didn't blink an eye doing that. So it's a partner that is given freely to us. So we should not be stingy with this partner. Not that we are
Freely
ever
given.
stingy.
Isn't that in the Bible?
Not that we have ever been stingy, but this partner has picked up the tab on our behalf.
Paul.
I think, that's all well and good, and that's true. And the Avenues have done a lot of great things for the community.
Right.
I guess my concern would be, how do we get this through the city, no matter the amount? So, well, let me just pose the questions. One is this
Because
an
it's a jazz
NPG?
festival?
Is it CIP? Is it outreach? How do we categorize this?
Outreach.
Yeah.
Well, it's a booth fee. We'd be buying a booth.
So it's an outreach.
Yeah, so it's outreach.
Oh, we're not doing no CIP or MPG.
By the booth.
Well,
Well,
they're not a 501c3. So it
because
cannot
normally
be
we
an
would need a
MPG.
budget, like, this is, so we need to understand how to optically present.
See, that's how I
this.
knew to say it's an outreach to be able to say yes to this. I've learned real quick what we have to do to get dollars approved.
Good for you. Good for you, Grace.
Oh, I am so tired of this.
Well, and it is in a sense outreach in that there will be a booth there, we'll be
It is.
able to talk
Everybody
about
there listens,
UNNC.
3 days?
And,
3
yeah, and their attendance expectation is 10,000.
Do they have food there too?
Oh, yeah, we have food, we have
It's not
a
free.
stage.
Of course, you can't have
Yeah,
10,000
yeah.
people with
I
no
mean,
food,
Yeah,
yeah, right.
It's a jazz festival, so we have a big stage, which Donna coordinates with the council district to provide us with the stage, and
When she
it's a
said-
music event.
when she said steak, I'm hearing steak.
Oh,
See,
You know,
he's
can we
hungry.
go eat?
Okay, Laura.
Okay, so I have for many years said this is my favorite event in the community, period,
I know.
or not. It is a wonderful music under the Stars Festival, and it has evolved into also being a food festival, even though they don't say that. But they have so many food vendors, and the only whine I have about it is I don't think I can eat any of it this year. But they have a New Orleans vendor, including vignettes. They have Smoked and Joe chili. They have a cobbler guy. They have a barbecue guy. They have Southern fried chicken person. They,
Okay,
you
let's
know.
give some
Okay.
money. Let's
Yeah,
get to that.
so
Yeah, don't keep talking about food.
So
Let's
here-
talk-
Done. We want it to go up.
Let's talk
Here's the
dollars.
but.
Yeah, we're talking dollars.
I know, but there's a couple of buts. So
So keep going.
for us, Ethan
Bless you.
managed to get this through in 2019 as a booth fee.
Mhm.
I
Who said that?
I
Sorry.
feel that,
She's prepping us for
I'm-
what the
yes,
potential
I'm
problem may be.
concerned about the way the city clerk is approaching things right now.
Mhm.
They might ask us, what do other people pay for booth fees? And it's not gonna be even close to that number. So I think it has to be couched in terms of not just the booth fee, but that we're a named sponsor, but that we're not presenting, it's not our event, but something where the amount we wanna spend.
But we don't
Is-
even know. So maybe we should ask. So how much our booth there is going for? How much do the food trucks have to pay to come in?
We have been,
let's Donna.
Donna,
we've been a sponsor,
I
co-sponsor.
am here, but
Okay,
again,
we're waiting to hear
I
from you.
walked away for a second. Can you explain to me what you're asking?
What-
So,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, so we're talking about some of the other vendors, the other booths that are gonna be at the Jazz Fest. I requested the $3,200, but that was based on when the UNNC had a greater budget. And Greg acknowledged that the Avenues has supported the UNNC with some technology. And Grace has a question. What are the other booths, the other people who have tables or booths, what do they contribute?
All right, there are several levels. We're talking about a sponsorship, okay, for this. Definitely, and having access to table, okay? So that's what basically happened last time. Neighborhood council has always participated in some way, but lately no one shows up to actually run the booth. But that has been what has occurred. And when someone said Ethan managed to get it through, I was trying to understand what you meant by that.
Well, first of all, we're still asking, what is the amount?
What is the amount?
We can do whatever we want it to be.
What do the other sponsors and vendors pay?
Other
Well, I can answer-
sponsors, it's many levels. Natalie Neath pays as a realtor does one level. I'm not going to talk about people's personal, but you're saying vendors, in order to be a vendor at the event for 3 days is a different amount. So you want to know what vendors, like a man who comes and sells barbecue pays?
No,
Something like a
don't.
neighborhood council.
Yes, we've been asked for $3,200 and we're just trying to determine how those dollars are broken down.
Okay, I'll ask the question more simply, Donna. You have people coming, you have a list. What does it cost to have a booth?
A neighborhood council or a chili booth? I'm confused.
Oh,
Okay, sure, give us both.
Cause see, the person who sells chili is making money,
right.
so that's a total different
Neighborhood
thing.
council booth. Neighborhood council booth.
Last time we
It's
actually were
It
given
is
a
a fair question.
It's a
Well, but it
unfair.
may be a question of.
Wait, hold on,
fairness.
Donna. We got other conversation going on.
We have, during my tenure as treasurer, we have been sponsors of events like this.
Okay,
So it has been done.
okay.
Right, but with 501c3, so we're trying to figure out how to avoid the conversation
Well,
about why didn't we give them an NPG?
but let's work through those details later. We
Yeah,
don't need
and-
that.
and-
Well,
wait, Actually, wait a second, Laura, I feel like you're putting up roadblocks because the UNNC has supported this for 7 years that I've lived here. They have
We don't
always
need-
had a
we don't
table.
need the
So it's gotten through city council
We
somehow,
don't work through the
city clerk,
details.
somehow.
Okay.
And was it that high end for the
Look, we're
amount?
trying to be
Yes.
proactive.
We're trying to be
The city has been very
Yes.
pushing back on
Yeah.
everything.
On everything we do, they are
It's an
like
honest
a
question.
nightmare.
That's my concern.
And not only that,
Okay, so when you do trees for 40-something $100, that works? I don't understand.
No,
Well,
actually, it
no,
did work, Donna.
It didn't work, Donna. It didn't work.
Okay, well, what
Yeah.
works, make it work. If what doesn't, I don't know how it
I
works. I don't
think-
know what the clerk is going to okay, but I am telling you, people
Okay.
sponsor at different levels. That's all I can say. And a
Okay.
person who's selling food is not going to be the same thing as a sponsor who wants to
Right.
support this event.
Okay,
okay,
thank you, Donna.
so, okay, I'm not trying to not say yes to this, I'm trying to say yes.
Laura, I don't care.
Okay, it's okay, Donna. Just let Laura talk. Go ahead, Laura.
What I'm trying to do is figure out how we can do this. How Ethan did it happened when it was turned down. So let's just remember that he managed to turn it around and call it a booth fee and get it through, maybe with the help of CD10 in 2019. Every year before that, we had no problems at all. We just wrote a check to the avenues and no one cared.
Mhm.
But that isn't, people
Right.
have started caring about how these things are characterized. So I'm not discussing.
You're wrong about the CD10 part.
Okay.
When we do
Well, that's
Cyclovia,
not
do we
helping
have
us
to pay for
solve this
Cyclovia?
question.
Cyclovia, Grace, do you remember?
We do not, and WAHA provides the insurance for it, so we have to have insurance, but it's provided by another organization. That's why we share the booth.
That's what causes so many problems.
Okay, great.
Okay.
For details later and not getting them. up.
Right, so again, I'm not here to discuss the amount, just the method.
Well, I guess my question is this. I talked to you about this 2 weeks
Sure.
ago, and you had the MPG and you could have said, you know what? I said it was a booth fee.
Okay,
So if you're like, well, we've had problems with that, let's present it like this.
Okay,
Paul
Well, I'm
doesn't want
saying
to do
a
it that
booth
way,
fee
but
and sponsorship. That's what I'm thinking. Make it both.
Well, Donna wanted to say it's a sponsorship.
yes.
Donna, do you have a list of what the sponsorship levels are? Because the reason I asked this is the city's gonna come back and say, what is this?
Right.
And so we
Right.
just wanna be prepared, because the city's been obnoxious.
I mean, really, really hard to get stuff through. And we have to go to long meetings to convince them. So let's proactively solve that
Approach
problem.
this. Okay, Donna?
Did you want me to talk about what happened last time? I can't
No.
talk about what's gonna happen in the future.
no,
Other
Donna, we're just
sponsors that we
wondering,
have,
Grace is wondering if there are vendors, if there's a tiered level of sponsorship to
yes,
participate
there is
in the avenue.
that definitely is true. There is.
So if there are
We have-
nonprofit organizations,
we have
how much would you?
From CIM, and they will be on the sponsor list during the entire event. There is sponsors listed on the rear of the stage on the
But are there any nonprofits that participate? Like, how much does Waha pay?
We pay for the insurance and we pay $500.
How much is
And
insurance?
that's why that $500 was there, Laura. I knew that.
Yeah, no, I know, but we're a nonprofit, right, that's what we do, and I can't, the insurance,
I don't know, 300, 500, 1,000, like how much was the insurance is what I'm asking.
well, I think the real question on that is, how much extra do we pay for insurance in the annual policy, because we're co-sponsoring an event that has 10,000 people, and I'm sure it's at least $1,000 extra that we're doing, it's on our annual list. We pay for it, Waha, not UNNC, Waha pays for insurance that includes.
Got it, so
the
it's like
came from
1,500.
So,
Probably so.
so
They
basically,
funded the $500.
Go
One good
first.
motion.
Paula's ahead of this.
Yes,
I wanna make a motion.
go, please.
I want to make a motion that UNNC signs on either as a co-sponsor in the amount of $2,000 for this event.
As a named sponsor, not co-sponsor. We don't want to be sponsor of an event that has a street closure. We're a named
Name sponsor.
sponsor.
Okay. Name sponsor.
Is that enough money to be a named sponsor, Donna?
And would you guys also have a table at the event?
Yes.
That would be wonderful.
1,500, just to be quite honest.
Hmm?
I'm good with 1,500. I mean, I know you said 2,000, but we do have.
We
a
can
little
modify
thing.
that July 6th. If you want, you
Let's-
don't want to be 2,000.
Yeah.
I asked that we
Yeah.
approve 1,500 for this.
We already had a motion.
Okay, we have a
Okay, have
motion. It
Can we
hasn't
take
been
a
seconded.
friendly amendment?
With the second, there's a second first. I'll second it, and you have to amend it.
Okay,
He'll take the friendly amendment.
okay. So then we have amended the amount to 1,500. Has that been seconded?
No.
Second.
Okay.
you
You
didn't.
made-
You made the motion.
I'll second the amendment.
Okay.
Make
Well,
your-
no, it was a friendly amendment.
That's
We
right.
accepted.
No.
But somebody else has to
Yeah,
second it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Can't double dip on this.
All those in favor? Okay, all right, so we are approving 1,500 for
Thank you
the
very
event.
much.
All
All
right.
right, let's go on. Let's move.
Yes, planning and zoning,
Do you want
letter
to-
to Heather Hutt regarding 1614 Gramercy Place.
Sorry.
Right.
Is there anything you wanted to talk about on that?
Well, that's the thing. Is the letter okay, or did you guys want to edit it? It's in your agenda packet, and I had emailed it to each of you.
I can pull it up.
Yes, please.
Is that the Gramercy Place?
Yes,
Letter?
yes.
That's letter.
Eating breakfast, really having lunch. So I'm starting to.
Yeah.
You're hangry.
Yeah. I'm really getting there.
Okay.
We could hear it.
Yes.
So basically, in the letter, what does it say? We are concerned several proposed projects within previously adopted special districts may somehow be exempt from development regulations designed to enhance the character of our community. 1614 Gramercy may be one such project.
Is this a letter that was discussed at the governing board?
They approved it in concept, but not line by line, because
It wasn't
way
finalized.
too late. Well, it was the same letter, it was like, oh my God, it's so late. Oh,
Yeah.
kind of like tonight.
Just push it to
UNNC has not seen the plans. They have not been transparently shared with the public in the planning department case summary website. UNNC requests that Council District 10 help our community retain the protections promised to our neighbors while also creating an environment that will encourage affordable housing projects. That's the last sentence of the letter.
And obviously, this letter would end up on letterhead, and we'd have all the correct titles and everything,
Yes.
who's receiving it as a CC.
All
And
right,
it would
so
be
what is it that you're asking us for?
approval of the letter.
Photo of the letter.
Make a motion to approve the letter as presented.
I second.
Take vote? Passed. All right, then we have,
Well,
We still
planning and
have-
zoning, it said other elements. But
Yes,
we
other
will have,
items.
we do have a case that will be coming to governing board on July 6th, time sensitive. At 3020 South Crenshaw. We are meeting tomorrow night to hopefully finalize our recommendation. But this involves the proposed adaptive reuse of the Kokosai Theater
oh,
to an event center. So
I
it
that address sounded familiar. That was
Yeah,
the West Angeles
Yes, it was.
Performing Arts Theater.
Yes, it was. 3020 Crenshaw is just north of Jefferson, by the Burger King.
Between
By the Burger
Jefferson
King.
and 30th Street.
Right, well, the point is, it's a project that will involve some historic preservation elements, the restoration of the marquee and the sign and some other elements, the change of its use from a theater to an event center where people rent it for events, and some discussions about potentially trees in the parking lot. Anyway, it didn't go really well at the first meeting. We're having a second meeting, and hopefully it'll come to something that makes it an easy recommendation at the board. But otherwise, it's going to be a longer discussion again, possibly at the board. So we have presenters. It's a CIM project. Anyway, the point is, it really can't be buried at the end of the agenda, please. We will
To
have
have
a lot
time.
of guests, yeah.
Okay.
We have community people who are concerned. And again, hoping we come to a good collaborative conclusion tomorrow night so that we don't end up having a big discussion, but we will have the opportunity.
And so what, you just wanted to make us aware?
Correct,
Okay. So
correct.
we don't
I
have to do
cannot,
anything.
no, we're not voting on anything
Okay.
here.
Just by way of point of order, we have not done the president's report.
Yeah, I
at
just
the end-
noticed that.
Oh,
Yes,
Well,
yes, because
Let's
we
jump right into committee reports.
Yes. we
Okay,
did.
so
I'm sorry, that
sorry,
was
but-
me.
It's all right.
Okay.
No, that was me.
Yep, don't worry about it.
Okay, I wanted to. I just wanted to make the point that we did submit community impact statement signers.
right, and they've been approved by Dunn.
Okay.
And have been given their
Excuse me.
login information.
Okay, so that's Laura, Noriel, and Candace.
Yeah, so Noriel got on a plane and went to Europe and is not gonna be back until sometime later in July.
Oh, okay.
So
So,
he's maybe missing our first meeting.
and he is.
Yeah, he said that at the last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But so, and it became not as much of a panic because the case in question where I have a conflict has also been deferred to August.
Okay.
So Candace is gonna, I haven't talked to Candace, but I am committed to helping her learn how to do this.
Moving on, public safety, hand crank radio status.
It has been purchased.
Oh, they got purchased.
Yes.
Oh, gosh, I'm so glad that's not
Oh
lingering.
my lord, you won't
Okay.
believe this.
So, then we're to other committee reports. All right. Then before we go to old business, let's get back to the president's report.
What's my first line?
Handbook review.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, UNNC handbook review.
I will at least edit the spacing and have it for the governing board to look at.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Next item, leaving UNNC effective 6/30/23. That would be
At
you.
the end of the year, well, currently I'm serving as the principal of Los Games.
Padrinos.
Padrinos, I can't say it the name right.
He's really hungry and tired.
No, it's they're being sued.
Oh,
It's really bad.
oh,
The kids have died in the camp.
Oh,
oh.
we know, I know.
It's bad.
News report.
Yeah, it's bad. So it's going to take a lot. And I have a lot of people working, a lot of people doing a lot of work,
Yeah.
a lot of people doing. But there's a lot that needs to be done. So
You'll make sure it's done ship shape.
yeah, I smile at everybody while we work hard. So yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to fill your vacancy. Are you leaving the board, period?
Yes,
yes, ma'am.
he is.
Okay, so we need a Region 4 resident rep
Yes.
to fill the seat. Ivy Bordenay Priestley
Is gone.
is
She's gone.
gone,
Gone.
and so we need a
No.
resident rep, Region 5.
No, that'd be,
No, that would be. Okay.
That would be.
That's
that's
over here.
Christopher Reed, we just
Oh.
appointed him.
Yeah.
You know, I forget about him.
Yes.
Thank you for
Yes, that
saying his
position.
name.
I
Okay.
mean, I have people in the neighborhood that can do it.
Okay,
I might have that.
okay, I want to finish. We have Paul King, who is leaving, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And then we have Lizzie Moro Misato. We know she's Region 6, a resident rep, has left. So we have these vacant seats to fill. Laura?
Well, I don't know that we have somebody waiting in the wings at all for Region 6, that we could even do interim. But I would really like to propose that we appoint truly interim 2-3 month appointments for 4 and 6 if we can, while we then market the positions to make them available to the wider community, because as has been noted, we haven't done a good job of marketing. Truth is going no, but I feel, well, I would like to ask, but we can't do it officially, Paul, if he would serve for a couple of extra months. No,
He can't.
well, he can, no, he can, but not if he says
He
no.
can, because Laura has figured out a way to connive to be able to appoint him to an at-large or some other
No,
machinations of appointing
I don't
people and
think
stuff.
conniving is an appropriate use of language
Yeah,
here.
it is.
Okay. All right. Well, Paul already said no,
so
so
he
we don't
said
need
no,
to
so it's
discuss
not
it.
an option.
Okay.
So we seriously have these vacancies that will impact our ability to recruit.
We'll have to figure it out.
So we will have to.
We will have to
So
figure
do
it out.
you want an e-blast to go out now?
Yep.
For those positions, or do you want to wait till we
No.
discuss it at July 6th, how we're gonna approach better marketing?
Well, let's start with this and we can do better marketing too.
Yeah, we really need to, I was just saying, we need to get the new board figured.
Yes, we're
We're talking
gonna
about
need,
that.
Yes,
yeah, we're gonna
that's-
need a treasurer or a president.
Can I talk, so on my end, I will recruit on my end.
Okay.
For my neighborhood, okay? So that's short sentence done for replacement. On the new board, the board members, this board that's sitting here should not assume that you're gonna have the same position next year.
Mhm.
Because what should happen is that there should be a review of each of the positions
Mhm.
in the meeting, short version of it. Then the person holding the position said, well, this is what I've done this year, short version. And a document of the position description that you already have, people should review. And then people should like self-nominate, or someone should nominate someone that wants to be in the position. And all the executive board members should not be hurt if no one elects them, nominates them for the position.
Oh, we
Unless you-
won't be hurt.
unless you self-nominate yourself.
Okay, I have a question for Grace
Yes.
and Greg. When we redid the bylaws,
Yeah.
did we say that the election shall, versus might, be the first board meeting the first board meeting of July? Or did we make it loosey-goosey? I don't remember.
Okay, so this is what I don't remember what we wrote, but I remember this is what we did. But let me use those words. We did not handle our business properly for almost 2 years straight. And we had like a dysfunctional board because we didn't elect. So
Our officers?
our officers. So,
What are you
so
talking
wait a
about?
minute. Let me finish my statement. So, I think that the first meeting in July, the officers need to be selected. So we do need to brief people in that meeting, these are the positions. So in preparation for that, I could send out, these are the positions. Please consider this please review these if you're interested in running for this position as a reminder. Not that everybody will read the email, but that would be it. But I think the first order of business should be election of the new officers so you can function. That should be the first thing that first meeting.
Well, that would normally be what happens, so I don't know however, we've been having the election at the first meeting of
Okay.
July for
Yeah.
years
Well,
and years and
usually
years.
the president still is there, but you're
Well,
not gonna be there.
Well, you're
That's
gonna
not
be
the president.
president.
Yes.
You will be
I
president.
will be acting. Yes.
Well, you'll be,
And,
that's
I'm looking
right.
up what we wrote. No, you wrote something else.
All right, so yeah, the first order of business, she
Okay.
Am I
definitely.
done with my?
Actually, the first order of business would normally be the installation of the board. And we should be asking
Oh.
if Heather Hutt would mind coming and doing it.
Oh, people are actually gonna get
Wesson-
sworn in this time?
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
don't think, I know I
I was never,
wasn't.
well, we were,
I know.
well, no, Herb Wesson used to do it when we were meeting in their office, but
Okay.
then once.
Didn't happen to me. Okay, well, that sounds wonderful.
Right,
And-
but some, usually Dunn or somebody, they read a little thing and people repeat after them, and that's the first order of business. And
Okay,
then the officer selection would be the second, but people should know now that that's gonna happen. The issue becomes if nobody wants to be president. And that's when,
now Greg said he's gonna do recruiting, is that correct, Greg?
But he didn't mean
for
for,
president, he meant for area 4.
Oh, oh, okay.
it shall be at the first meeting
Okay.
following the elections.
Fine,
There you go.
perfect, there you go.
Which we didn't do.
Okay,
Yes, we,
Okay,
Greg, we
Laura.
did do last
Okay,
time,
Laura.
what are you talking about?
okay,
You were
So
elected at
somebody
the
has
first
to-
Ah,
Wait,
we allowed for flexibility. It used to be it changed it, add or as soon thereafter as feasible and
Right.
better, but no later than September
Right.
meeting of each year.
right, because the time.
So yeah, we did
The
it,
time when
switched it
nobody
September.
wanted to be president, the year Denise ultimately became president in September.
Okay. So it is
okay.
September. So we
Well,
don't have to do it in July.
Well, it's only if nobody wants to be president, then.
We can
it's not.
discuss at the.
I'm looking at these three wonderful ladies. Any one of you wishing to be president?
We don't have to discuss that right now.
Okay.
Am I done with my report?
Well,
Are you done? Yes, that was your last item, was new
Paul, if
position.
nobody wants to be president, you become acting president until somebody wants to be president.
Exactly.
Just so you know.
I'm done with my report. Madam Secretary, am I done with my report?
Yeah, as far as I can tell.
Yes, your
Are we done?
last thing was election of new officers.
We still have old business and agenda items for next meeting.
Okay, and I've been making notes. We've got agenda items for next meeting.
Okay,
Any old business? Okay,
so do you want, I'm sorry, the standard e-blast to go out, Greg and I can work on it for seeking candidates,
Can
just
you
the normal.
work on it, Greg, you're
It's in
speaking for
the,
Greg.
it's in the MailChimp.
Okay,
Yeah, but I mean,
Okay.
in other words, that standard, we don't need to make any bells and
Okay.
whistles changes, just
Okay.
the standard.
And I'll just do the neighborhood again. Say, hey, you.
all righty. Well, let's adjourn this meeting. I'm calling this meeting at 8:51 PM.
Same good.
Yeah, we are.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, there is no one. There's no one there. Hello.
Well, they're on.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
And we are
Can you stop the
adjourned.
YouTube first, Laura?
Oh, I don't know how to do.
Just go to YouTube and just hit stop.